Welcome back to another episode of Important Miscellaneous Talks. Today we have a very special guest with us. Please introduce yourself.
Your boy BreezyTyTy, whatever I go as, whatever you call me.
God. But please explain who you are to the people who don't know.
Right now I'll say a social media influencer online, and a college student in person, I guess.
Got you. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in two places. I grew up in Jamaica, and then I grew up in here. I grew up in Harlem for 1 year, and then I grew up the rest of my life in Connecticut.
What age did you move to Connecticut?
I came when I was 11, 10, 11.
Got you. And what age were you born in Jamaica?
Yeah,
What age did you move to America?
when I was 9, turning 10.
Got you. Wow, this is a second straight Jamaica we interview, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you always want to be a content creator?
Ever since I was younger, I had like this creative instinct. I didn't know what it's gonna be. I just know I like creating things and innovative stuff. I kind of am diagnostic, ADHD, need something to keep me fast, to keep me going, and that's where creativity comes in because a lot of time I have to be the one that create the stuff I want to see or keep me going. Um, and when I was younger, I know I wanted to go in that field of creating. So when I went to school for engineering because it's like that's the closest thing to create things. But while in school, in college, I decided to start doing videos because I was like, it's also another way I get to like create. Because outside videos, I also do art. I paint. I do poetry. I write raps. I do a lot of different type of art form. But for the most case, I've been really sticking consistent with um, the comedy or the social media.
Got you. So after high school, you wanted to become an engineer?
Yeah, so I went to high school. My high school wasn't engineering high school. Um, and it was like engineering based high school. So we have a lot of semi free engineering classes. Then I came to college, and my major is civil engineering with a concentration in structural engineering.
Nice. Wow. Lord knows I couldn't do that. Wow.
Yeah.
What year are you?
I'm in my senior year. I'm in my last year.
And you decided to become a content creator, was it last year? Or
No, I've been creating content. It just haven't really become or pop off the way I wanted to until I guess recently 2020. But before that, I was doing content on Instagram and Vine, since 2014. So
oh
I've been,
wow.
yeah, I've been doing a lot of different social media, but TikTok is the one I kind of become more consistent with
What,
recently.
what was your like first video that really made you known or really got you on?
The first video was a video that I did a remake of one of King Vader's. Well, it depends because each social media is different. I have videos that went viral on Facebook, Vine, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So it's like the first one that really made me want to take the content creator stuff seriously was a video I did back in the days. If you go to my Instagram, you can see it. It's one of those. It was a remake to a popular video I saw King Vader did. And when I did that video, like it went really good. And coincidentally, when I was making that video, I just felt like, everything was right. Like, I was supposed to get paid from two jobs on that Friday, but I decided not to go into, work that day because I just felt like I needed to create this content. So I spent my Friday afternoon, shooting that video, edited it on Saturday, and I posted it, and it went viral. Like, and it's probably one of my biggest videos to this day. And social media in terms of Instagram. And then King Vader and the team reach out to me, with graphics, so King Vader, Taz, all of them, and then Robbie, a lot of different, big, I guess, influencer reach out after that video, like, wanting to work with me and stuff. And, and it was just, from then, it just kind of went on.
Mm.
When you got a question?
Now I was gonna ask like how do you come up with these ideas for your videos? Like where do you like how does your thought process go when it comes to creating the videos that you create? Is what inspires you? Like where does that creativity come from?
I say the creativity comes from a sense of like and knowing what you want to create. I took film classes while I was in high school. At a college, I offer film classes, so I kind of have a little film background. I took 4 classes in film, so I have a sense. I took one of my favorite classes was what was it? Narrative direct. What was it? Narrative cinematography. I don't fully remember. It was years ago, but that class kind of showed me how to create stories in a sequence where you get what you want out. And the way I make my videos is like I start off with a catchy intro, and then from a catchy intro, like I know a main overall goal I want to get to, but as I get to that goal, I kind of have this instantaneous, build up, so it's coming from a little joke in there, a little something, special effects or something in there, just to get people like engaged. And then I hit them with that banger that I want to hit them with, which is like the main point, the climax. And then from that, I kind of like, sometimes I like to do a twist where it's not what you expect, tradition is not, conventionally is not what you expect to see. And it kind of turns around at the end, or just so you don't feel like you're watching the same boring videos over and over by a different content creator. So that's kind of like my process,
Okay.
Build it up, drop your special effects in there with a little bit of trend or comedy, and you kind of overload, people with what they want to see, because and also I make sure my videos does not pass 30 seconds, because the attention span nowadays is like, so small that you can't have somebody, unless your video is interesting enough, you can't have somebody engage in your video and go super viral having a video like a minute, 3 minutes long,
What do you use to edit?
I use a lot of softwares. For the right now, I just shoot on my phone and I edit in Adobe Premiere Pro.
On your phone?
No, I use that on my computer.
Okay.
But when I need special effects, sometimes I do it myself on After Effects. But sometimes that take me a while to do. So sometimes I just hit up one of my guys, my effects guys, to like throw the effects in there, and I, we sometimes work beforehand before shooting the video. So what angle are we shooting at? Where, what green screen, what are we using, to make sure we kind of like know what to do in post,
How long would you say the video takes to shoot? I know some probably goes quicker than others. On average, how long would you say it takes?
Okay, I say 2 hours. TikTok 2 hours, because my thing is like I have a lot of different style of videos. Instagram videos are definitely different than TikToks. Instagram videos are more dynamic and they have more story to them, and there's more FX, and I actually got to use my actual camera to shoot those, for the quality base. On TikTok, I just shoot them on my phone and I edit them, and so TikTok videos take to shoot probably 2 hours, to edit a good 8 to 12 hours, depending on what video it is.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
No wonder the effects come out so like star quality. Wow.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Damn.
Yeah, for
I'm
real.
a perfectionist. Yeah, because when I do content, I'm very perfectionist. In a sense, like I pay attention to just,
Smallest
a
detail.
lot of people just pay attention to the visual, but I pay attention to sound. How does sound blend into each other? How does, where do I have the sound? Is the sound carrying the story? The lighting, the color corrections, the transitions, like all of those stuff. I pay a lot of attention to the small details. And I think, every video, I even put gems in the background, what location, what color, what, focus, is all different stuff. And everything is shot on my phone behind a green screen. Every video, 90% of my videos are shot behind a green screen. A lot of my collabs are shot behind a green screen. I match my background to those people, and those people are in different states. I work with people in California. I work with people in Atlanta, all different states, all throughout the quarantine, and people just think in the same house because, what we doing right here, I just kind of like match their background,
Yeah, I feel you.
You've made a lot of connections along the way. How did that come about?
I think one of my greatest connections. Well, so on Vine, I kind of have some good connection. Like I have a content creator over here called Collabs. He made a TikTok, a song that went viral, something about TikToking. While I'm and then he have a lot of, if you look at his YouTube, his name is Collabs, and you see his content. He's one of the main people I meet over here. King Vader really pushed me, to the next bar, because like, he reached out to me and he sent me so much positive stuff and kind of like told me like a lot of advice and stuff and content creating and stuff. And then from him, I met Robbie. I met a lot of different people. I met a lot of different TikTokers. And just from there went on. And then also when TikTok chose me to be one of the trailblazer influencer, I was able to go on panels and meet more content creators, especially of African American descent, to do content with. And from there, it just kind of went up.
So do content creators have like meetups and events?
Okay, so right now I'm new to it all, but there was a meetup. TikTok usually gave a meetup to us. Like, we have like it was called, what was it, the party or something, backyard party. I don't remember what it's called, but it just all it was to like promote content creators of color. So a lot of us, probably 100 plus of us will meet up in this like virtual kind of metaverse thingy online, and we kind of, well, go different places. But usually before COVID, it was in person. You meet up in person in LA, they fly you
Mhm.
out. You meet a lot of people like Terry Crews, Tyra Banks, talk about content, business, and all that type of stuff.
That's dope, man. Wow.
And this year we met like what was it? Rico Nasty performed for us and came to us and talked to us. And a couple other like celebrities and stuff. So
That's wow, that's pretty fire. So where do you want to take your career? What's your end goal if you have an end goal?
well, I have two end goals. Social media is a phase. I want to be a director. Um, I
Oh,
also want to be more so that's where the route. I want to be a director and also an engineer. The dream is to be a director. The career is to be an engineer. The career builder, the dream. Um, so right now, in terms of content, I want to actually take content seriously in the next couple of years. See where it's going to take me because it opened doors where anything else I was doing physically does not open doors.
mm,
Content really put my life. Give me a lot of stuff that I wanted in life. But more so, the direction where it's going to go is, I want to continue doing content, get on YouTube, do more short films because I shoot films and music videos and stuff like that. But I actually have short films that I shoot, really different side of these TikToks. And then from film, I want to actually, see how I can get into like Netflix collabs or whatever, Uno, and start making,
okay.
get the budget to make, real big films and stuff and debut and stuff. That's where the dream side is. And the more practical end, sorry about that. And the more practical end, I want to go into engineering, earn the profit or whatever, sustain a regular life. And then from that, I want to go into real estate. I want to go into stock exchange, which I'm kind of doing somewhat, but it's not fully yet. Then I want to go into private equity. And that's why I kind of probably want to finish off and doing more, a lot of private equity and stuff like that. And also directing on the side.
So you got it all planned out.
Yeah, in a sense.
So you mainly want to direct movies.
Whatever it takes. No, anything that can give me the freedom to like creatively express myself.
Well, what genre would you go into?
I think I'm gonna be more of a Peels type of guy. I'm not so traditional. I want to create, organic and really um independent type films. That's why I want to start off. I
Mm,
want to showcase who I am. A lot of people go into the industry and they just become another person in the industry making films. You get the money, make films. But I'm not doing it just because I want to make money and be big. I want to do it because I want to bring my story to life, and a lot of my stories are not conventional. It's not what you see every day on TV. So just like Peels, I want to bring my own kind of taste to the market and own style.
mm-hmm.
So that's the type of film I'm looking at independent.
Um, you said you have all these plans when it comes to engineering and real estate and all these things. Do you see social media being uh like, how some people they live their life off like social media? Basically, they're getting paid. Like, do you
Yeah.
receive incentives, any deals? Like, some people, they're big enough on social media where it's like it pays for the whole life. They don't have to work a day in their life. But it
That is
seems
true. I mean, in a sense, social media got me in my car, it got me in my apartment, but it's just like it's I'm not a materialistic person. Social media is also materialistic things. It go away just as how easy, I mean, just as how you accumulate it is, you can lose it tomorrow. It's not stable enough to risk my whole life
Mm,
on that.
okay.
So in a sense now, I'm not saying that social media wouldn't be it, or I'm not going to go crazy on it. It's just that I also have to be practical because I'm a logical thinker too. And think, what if, just what if,
Mm.
having another plan, just having a plan that simultaneously plays in hand, not having a plan B because, I'm not saying, oh, if this fails, it's more so of doing two things simultaneously. Because
Mm.
who say you can't do both, A lot of times people say you got to pick one. Who say you can't do both? And I'm going to basically prove that you can do both.
So,
yeah.
so it,
Because I was gonna ask you editing seems to take up a lot of your time. So I was gonna ask, how do you manage that with, get,
That's been a really, really strong thing because school been crazy on top of that too. what I do, it's like I dedicate my weekends and it's really scheduled, and I dedicate a lot of time my Saturdays or Sundays to that editing, and I go crazy with it. Sometimes edit even take days, so my thing is like, I look at it as like, when you a content creator, you move from going from 9 to 5 to 24/7, and when you're a content creator, you have to understand that, when people are sleeping, I'm up at 4 or 5 a.m. editing, like my sleep is, in a sense, even organized to some extent, but I do have a lot of free time, because I don't have to go to a real job, I don't have to get up every morning at 8, or 9 to go to a job. I just go to classes, and then beside class, I get to do content, and then focus on other things. I'm really appreciative of God if giving me the opportunity where I could do that, make money up doing what I love so young,
Yeah, it's a fact, bro.
Thank you.
Wow, you're an inspiration, man.
OD.
If you, yo, Paul, I'm sorry, just everybody we've been interviewing, bro, just makes us realize how hard we need to be going, bro. It's crazy.
Oh.
So, if you could collab with any TikToker right now, who would it be? Who's number 1 on your list for on collabs?
My thing, I'm not big on collabs, I just kind of draw my roles myself. Not out of any arrogance, but out of the sense that, like, I did great without collabs, and if I do have somebody to collab with, I probably want to collab with King Vader. But other than that, like, a lot of people collab, because they want clout, they want this and that. I'm a person that I'm very perfectionist, I'm gonna take probably a couple hours to shoot. I'm gonna go the extra miles. And a lot of people don't have that. My content is not just like all these other creators, So it's like the dedication I put into my content is more than just getting a video up there, I couldn't even put a video that go viral. And if I don't like it and I feel like it's not my best work, I would take it down, And if you notice, I post like once or twice, probably a month, and it's just like, beside ads, of course, but when I do that, I put a lot of work into my content. So it's like, if somebody that doesn't have the same drive as you, it's hard to collab with people, But if I do have to pick somebody in the list, it's definitely be I want to work with a lot of effects artists. I want to work with Jillian. I want to work with who is it, King Vader, anybody from the King Vader Wolf graphic team. But others, so I'm not really big on like creators, collabs and stuff like that. I don't feel like it's, I don't know. It's kind of hard to really. I don't know. My content doesn't really. Yeah.
What you saying?
Yeah, my content don't really go with their content,
I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted to dive into your background because you said you came from Jamaica. I can definitely hear the accent in your voice.
Yeah.
What is your coming from a foreign background? Like we all have. How does your family react to that? Because with foreign parents, it's like it's either if you're not focused on your books or school, everything other than that is really like null and void. It's pretty much irrelevant, So how do they know about your success and your content creating? Do they support it? Do they not? How do they feel about it? Your family and people around you?
Well, in terms of support, I didn't get no family support. I just know going into content creating, and I understand that, you don't, as a content creator, it's kind of like sad to say, but it's just like you have to earn support, As sad as it sounds, it's like a lot of people start off and expecting, somebody to support it just because, your friends, your family, that's great. If you get that support, that's great, but not everybody have that. And that's a sad story that, that support come if you got to prove yourself first, a lot of people don't want to do the proving. They feel entitled to the support, and, a lot of time, to get to where I'm at, a lot of the support came from people far away from me, people I never met a day in my life, versus people that are around me that to me I was wasting my time. I was washed up. I was, I'm not going nowhere. Why I want to be like these people? There was a lot of different people telling me what to do, what would go viral, what I should do, what I should not do. A lot of people just giving me their opinion and what they think is best for me. But I have been independent, and kind of have my own mindset towards what I was doing since I was 14. I kind of was, I moved out my family house when I was like 19, 20 in college, right before that pandemic period. And that's, when it really, like everything kind of hit the fan, and it's like, I almost became homeless. I didn't have no content creator. Social media was not doing anything. I have nowhere to go. And during that period, it's just like, when I started like doing social media, and thanks to God, like, I was able to get an apartment. I was able to get, the car. I was able to get back in school. I was able to, get on the path that I want. But in terms of family, like, I never really been the closest with family, or, at least my fifth side of family that's in this country. And when I started doing everything myself and just feeling independent, it's kind of hard to really, your opinion doesn't really matter to me. Does that make sense? Because it's like, if I always have to do it myself, I don't, it's like, who are they to tell me what to do,
Yeah, because you're doing it for yourself. So what do I need you for?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, exactly. So and that's how it's been. I just, a lot of the support came from, a lot of time the support came from people far away, people that understand it. Because a lot of people, like you said, don't understand it. When I was doing content, they would say my family at first was saying I was wasting my time. My uncle, one of my uncle also said, this is the first broke actor he ever met, and it was just like insult like that, it's kind of along the way. I heard a lot of, I was wasting my time. Yeah, so kind of that's it,
Wow. You paid your way through college on your own?
I pay a lot of stuff. I'm on a scholarship too, so that's kind of help.
Got you.
Nah,
yeah.
I respect it, bro, because you seem very hungry and very determined, and I'm glad you didn't let that, because it's not getting support from loved ones that could really make or break somebody,
Exactly.
Get into all that, so I respect.
For sure. What made you start TikTok in the first place?
To be honest, I never wanted to start TikTok. I thought it was just a boring ass app to people dancing on, I was literally clowning people for doing TikTok. But then I reposted my Instagram video, because my Instagram was already doing popular. I was like getting 100,000 views on there already. So I was like, let me try some things. And one thing that people don't understand about TikTok is that a lot of people might see you get some followers on TikTok, but a lot of people that are attractive, people are, oh my God, I could do that. Like, just thinking that, oh yeah, but with TikTok is raw talent. Like, no matter how attractive you are, unless you're a girl that's shaking your ass and going crazy, you're not gonna get no followers. You have to have a personality or have some type of thing that make you different, because there's millions of people on that app, to really take yourself out. But I got into TikTok because I was literally during quarantine. I was like, I post a couple of my videos and they did a little number, and I was like, oh shit, like that's crazy. Getting number from not having like a following or getting reach, it was a different type of marketing. I was like, yo, this had potential. So then I was like, let me start making TikTok style videos. And then I started dedicating. I set up because I was staying at my godmother house at the time because I didn't know where to go. And while I was there in the basement, I bought a green screen. I set up down there, I turned that into a whole studio. I got lighting. I turned the whole thing into a studio. And for the whole summer, for 3 to 6 months, I just created content every week.
Wow, you got the classic immigrant story right here.
Right?
By any means necessary, man. I love to hear that.
Oh, D, what?
For real, and especially doing all that while your family doesn't even support you is like, wow. And engineering is not an easy major at that.
Trust me, people don't understand that. It's definitely been one of the hardest challenges I ever took in my life. Because there's time where it's like, I get mental. I never got to a mental breakdown, but I got to a point where, I was wondering, am I wasting my time? Because sometimes, I could pick an easy way out, take content and go crazy with it. Because the profit is already there, it's profitable, but at the same time, it's like, getting a degree is more than just getting a degree. It's also proving to myself that I could do it. It's also proving to myself that I could break the limit, and also having that credential to walk into any room and, everybody look at me different, because I work hard for that, and I like creating, and engineering give me that space to create physically, just like a video do virtually.
Do you party at all in college?
Oh yeah, definitely party. That's what everybody asks. You got to put time in it. What's the point of college without no party? I was staying on campus. I party every now and then, but with a sense of restriction. A lot of time, while in college, I was in a relationship. I was in a couple of relationships, and because I was in relation. No, not at the same time.
Well, no, I know it at the same time, but even because I already know that being in a relationship is fake, a full-time job, just one relationship.
It is, but no, it's not
on top of engineering, on top of content. Yo,
yeah, it is.
But
the crazy part about that, that's what you would think. That's if I'm gonna use a vector example. That's if all the vectors are going in a different direction. So what I'm trying to say is like, if your girlfriend or whatever partner is, a different, way different than what you're envisioning, and it's gonna be a lot of work because it's like you're bringing things that are diverging away from you back to you. It's, your education is a path that's also diverging in the direction. Everything's going in a different direction. When you hang with your girl, you're not gonna talk about school 24/7. Your mind is in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing content, your mind is in a different direction. When you're doing school, your mind is in a different direction. So if you can find a girl that's definitely supporting you and help you stay in that merge in the direction you want to go, then I think it works. I also think that, oh my God, it'll never work. But one of my partners in the past that I was dating, we was doing content together, so it worked out. We were spending time while doing the content, and it was also in school with a similar STEM major, so we was able to even do studies. So it's like they was able to incorporate into what I was doing, so it was able to work.
Wow, you need to write a book. Oh my goodness. So what was your favorite video to do so far, and why?
My favorite videos, I think one of my debut TikTok videos was a video about Black Lives Matter. And it really picked up steam and people loved that video. And it was like, when I saw that, my brother is like, a little bit different than me. And he's more so into like, he's in a different track than me, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw one of these kids got shot in the back that looks like him on a video on Instagram, and that's the first time I ever cried to like, just literally looking at something tearing up. Seeing a black man, look like my brother around the age get shot in the back by a cop on the floor, and that kind of hit me, and I couldn't stop myself from just staring up and watching the video. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why am I even, crying? And it was just after I seen that, I was like, I need to do something about this, So I created a video called This Is America. And it was a Childish Gambino in the background. And that's the video I created. That video was created virtually. Like everybody was in different places, green screen. And I put it together and it went super viral on TikTok. It was top in the trend doing the Black Lives Matter movement. My friend reposted, got millions of views. Everywhere it got posted, it went crazy. It went crazy. Overall, probably had 20 million plus across the internet. And that video kind of like was, show my activism side because outside school and stuff, I'm also a level 1 certified trainer in the King of Nonviolence. So I work with kids, I work with a lot of your high school kids, to learn them about the civil rights movement, the background histories and stuff. And so it's like that video was kind of like me putting my activism into social media, and that's why that's one of my favorite videos.
Yo, this guy is outrageous. He's only what are you 22, 23?
I'm 22. I just turned 22 like a month ago, 2 months ago.
Lord have mercy, man. The world ain't even ready.
Well,
You moving like Ty Garvey, man.
And the crazy part about it is like, TikTok is just the tip of the iceberg because there's so much that goes deeper than that, And I just a quick montage for like, giving people what they want, giving the consumers, flashy special effects and somewhat trendy comedy, in some form, It's like I already know what, in a sense what people are looking for, and just kind of like put it into your own sense or feel. But yeah, that's just a social media aspect right there.
Have women treated you any differently since your increased fame?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely gonna happen, But I feel like, my thing is like, I'm big on my energy and my time I spend with people because I'm really like crucial on my time because there's so much I want to do and there's so much that's left there. So in terms of there are definitely people that came around, opportunist women, a lot of them, especially when you're doing content and stuff, like, you feel me, they already see what you got, like, them seeing you, like, they already see what you got. So it's like, you can't even hide that. Like, they see what you're doing and they see all the numbers and they see all that. They're gonna definitely come by. But for the most case, I just realized that a lot of my relationship I had, like, after previous, now it's like, it just feel like distraction from my path, So in a sense, like, relationships haven't been a priority because when I was younger, I was more so on a chasing, every young guy, chasing the woman with a bitches at type shit, you feel me? But now it's like I'm focused on myself and, going for what I want. And it's like, now they naturally come, So it's a different path,
Interesting. So when you were more focused on them, they didn't come as often. But when you were
No, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, it's like you have to all the work and try to prove your point and kind of differentiate yourself from all these other niggas. You feel me? But it's like now when in a sense that you're doing your thing, like you don't have to say a word, like they see it. Women see it.
The work speaks for itself.
The work definitely speaks for itself.
Are you
But it's
more?
also sorry. The last thing I want to say real quick. It's also hard to like be a content creator because I work with a lot of attractive women. So it's like having a partner sometimes is very challenging because it's like
pleasure.
exactly. So it's like no, not just that, but I'm just talking more so of like having a woman or having a girlfriend because a lot of time I tend to stimulate around a girlfriend more than just somebody messing with because when I have a girlfriend I don't have to work and it's like I have one person to focus on and I have a lot of people to focus on. I can also focus on what else I have to do. But it's also working with an attractive woman. It's also with other women and insecurities too, so it's like you have to be respectful and really it's a different level of communication and kind of transparency you have to have with that person because it's like if I'm gonna go out here and work with Becky or whatever that's popular and showing her ass and titties on social media and my girlfriend or whatever at the time or partner is at home see me doing that in intimate settings or bedroom shooting videos, they're gonna feel some type or think something going on. So it's like that's been challenging at times.
Got you. Paul, you had a question?
No, I was gonna ask if you're more of a relationship guy or you're more like of a jealous.
More for what?
More of a jealous.
I mean, I feel like I kind of passed that stage. I know exactly what you're talking about. I kind of passed that stage. I think that was me in college, when I just started, it's like being on the college campus with like so many different girls. It's like, wow, like,
Yeah.
adrenaline and everything, hormone or everything kind of skyrocketed. But then as I progressed it, I become more of a relationship person. But it's also at the same time, it take me a while to get into a relationship, because like when I go into a relationship, I think about a lot of stuff that probably a typical person wouldn't think about, So it's like I'm really sensitive towards, who I date and who I share my energy with, So I'm more of a relationship guy type now.
Are you single right now?
I'm talking to somebody.
I'll edit that out if you want me to.
You're good. I don't care. Like my thing is, I'm transparent. I don't. There's no need to lie. There's nothing to everybody. Like everybody I talk to, everybody they know who I never like trying to throw nothing under the bush. Like I would say it here and I'll say it in, online. Like I'm talking and I'm really transparent with her, so she know what it is.
Got you. So what would be your biggest tip for someone who's trying to make it on TikTok?
Stop watching other people. Stop trying to be who you're not. Stop following numbers. Stop following all the logistic and the numeric. Just stop. Take a second and realize what is your end goal. What do you want? I think having a plan, like know what you want. Like I think that's one of the biggest things people messed up because the fact that when they have a viral video or something, they feel like, oh my God, I need to be like that, or if I can't be like that again, oh my God, is my content good enough? No, you gotta. It's like my main thing for creativity or whatever. I mean, my main thing for like success on TikTok literally is creativity and consistency. That's really what it is, And don't compare yourself to nobody else. There's times when I was following numbers, like after getting a video with like 36 million views and then going to a video with like a couple 100,000, it kind of hits different. You feel me? But you also gotta humble yourself and really appreciate what you have because even 10 people, if 10 people walk in the room right now and say y'all see your video, that's gonna make you feel good. So why am I going crazy just because 100,000 people versus 36 million people see my post? So it's understanding that you have to be confident in your content, be confident, consistent, and really whatever you want to do, you gotta some point along the line you gotta say, do I want to do this seriously or not? But I feel like that comes later on. But you have to be hungry for it because if you're not hungry, you're not gonna want it. You're gonna think you want it, but then the consistency you're gonna fall off because it's like 2 days or 2 weeks after doing it, shit, I'm not feeling it no more. You gotta be consistent and want it.
I think that's where a lot of people mess up too, because on TikTok it is I would say the easiest app to go viral on, and they a lot of quote unquote untalented people having a lot of success on there. So people will look at it and like, wow, I can just put like 2 or 3 videos out and I'll just take off. And then when they don't get the numbers that they thought they were gonna get, they quit.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the problem because it's like People are so stuck up on numerics and want to be like the next person that they don't want to be themselves no more. They hate their content, they hate what they're doing. But you gotta allow yourself to be a beginner. You gotta allow yourself to get the experience. My editing was I didn't get up this yesterday. And my editing was this a six-year process to get my edit to where it is today. You know, that's 6 years right now, from Vine to Instagram to YouTube, everything build up to where I'm at today. I didn't wake up yesterday. And a lot of people like to call me lucky, but I'm not lucky. I work hard for my shit, There's nobody gave this shit to me, I had to work for this. So it's like a lot of people have to understand that, if you want it, you got to work for it. And stop. A lot of people like J. Cole said, want that instant gratification. They want to instantly be there. They want to instantly be a hit. A lot of times they look at you at times and ask you, oh, how can I be like this? How can I go viral? Like, And it's like, how do I even answer your question? How can I tell you your own personality, your own self, how to go viral?
And a lot of people, especially in today's day and age, really care about the instant gratification. And you see people do the most outlandish things in order to go viral.
Exactly. Lose themselves just to go viral. Following numbers, one of the most famous story that we saw of how social media kind of plays into a person's role and how they see society is the Boot Gang, John Gabbana, like his story. You see his change, his process. Like he was literally at one time the biggest person on social media. And you see this person find God and change around and, become a totally different person. And a lot of people don't understand how much growth and, process that took to get that person to where you need to be.
Right. You only see the end result.
You only see the end result. But that story definitely moved me because I seen that guy literally on top of the world, and had to become humble by, society, not society, but like by life event, and then turn around to be a good person. And
I really love his story. I want to interview him so bad.
Yeah, I think I want to hear his story too. I feel like that's a really good story to know. Yeah.
Well, Paul, you got any more questions? That is all. Thank you so much. This was phenomenal, man. Appreciate you. His links will be in the description, everybody, and subscribe or you're lame.